Welcome everybody to Geeks of the Roundtable. It's episode 96. We're almost there. We're almost at the triple digits. We're almost at the last show. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's another beautiful weekend, and I'm back in the London set. You're very familiar with this set right behind me, and of course, I couldn't do it alone. I'm joined by my co-host today, Zach Pope. How are you doing today, Zach?
Good, man. Good. 4 more, and then we're done. We're breaking up, you know? 4 more,
done.
And then we start our new show.
That's it. Our relationship is finito
exactly.
after that. But, of course, you guys know how this works. We're going to run down through a few biggest news items of the week. We're going to answer questions. There's a live down in the comments. Support the channel while you ask your great questions. There's a tip link in the description. And also, thank you to Bruna and Stewart, the channel members, for making this video possible. If you guys are interested in at least checking out if a channel membership would be for you.
Hey, brother, you keep cutting out. I don't know if you can hear me too, but you keep cutting
also
in and out.
Members. The one just my mic. I can. Hang on. It'd be good. My connection should be great.
It's all fuzzy and blurry on my
well,
end.
That
and it looks
sucks.
like G. Colby sees that too. I can kind of run it if you want to reset your laptop.
Hang on. That's the thing. It's brand new. It shouldn't. It's not the laptop.
No,
but
I
hang
know.
on. Let me change the connection and see if it works best. I'm gonna.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us so far. I see we got G. Colby, movie fan, Cricket Grade, whoever else is joining. We're going over some good stuff today. 9 people are watching. But thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to have a great show. I think you're back. But now you're frozen on my side. Oh, now you're gone. Good morning, SPC Bird. How you doing, man? It's a bright and early morning for us here in the way. All right, so I am going to start the weekly ranking while we're waiting on Ren. And start throwing your guys' down in the chat as well. If you guys are new here and you don't know what the weekly ranking is, we pretty much rank everything that we watch, TV, movies, and all sorts of things like that. Now, for me, there are a couple things I can't actually talk about this week. One in particular is a new show that I watched, Embargo ain't up on till Tuesday. If you follow me on Twitter, I mentioned I was watching the show, but I can't say where it would be at. But you'll find out very soon. So I guess let's start out with the weekly ranking. And I didn't watch too much. Ren, can you hear me?
I should be better now. I can. On my end, there were no issues hearing you, so I'm still back.
I'll let you know.
If you guys can hear me.
Crazy. I'll let you know if it starts going crazy or not. But I was starting my weekly ranking, if that's all good with you. Or do you want to start?
Okay. It's better if I start if it's working well, because then I'm doing the first topic. So
then you start.
Because this was overall a pretty good week. There wasn't anything too terrible that I watched, at least that I remember. So my weekly ranking, hang on, I need my diary, not my lists. All right, I watched a ton of stuff this past week. Then it was January. So this week started, Monday was the 10th, because that's when I came back. But yes, 9th, a few movies, and then throughout this week I watched a ton of movies. In my last place, I'm going to have Hotel Transylvania Transformania. I couldn't rank this one last week, so I'm doing it now. And it's just fine. I don't hate this film or anything. It's just perfectly watchable, but it doesn't really leave around the same area. I wouldn't really put it above it, but I would say it's tied as the 355. I finally watched it. It's not a horrible film, but it kind of just exists, and it's hard to remember at all. immediately after you watch it. Over that, I'm going to have Scream 3, which I watched on Sunday. I did a double feature of the last two Scream movies before the new one to watch. And today I'm going to watch the new one for the second time. So stay tuned for updated thoughts maybe on that. And there's a review already up on the channel, as well as a Scream movie ranking. Over Scream 3, I'm going to have starting to get into gear, guys. Something's finally fucking happening. It only took us 3 fucking episodes, but finally we're here. Over the Book of Boba Fett, I'm going to have Scream 4. Scream 4 is a sequel that should not have worked as well as it did, but it did work really well, so it comes in up next. And I'm going to drop a review for this tomorrow because I wasn't even planning on reviewing it, but I just literally before this show I finished the 3rd episode of Peacemaker, and so I want to talk about it. It's very good. I have a slightly big problem with it, but I'll leave that for the review. The first 3 episodes are now on HBO Max, so go watch them if you want to. It's a really good show, and I did not expect it to be that good.
Yeah.
Over that, I'm going to have in second really, really, really good.
Ren, do you want to see the title again? It cut out. I didn't even hear the title.
This is a very intelligent film that is exactly what it's doing. It's the new Scream.
I didn't hear the pickup. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think the new Scream 2022 is my second place, and in first place, the Ricky Gervais Netflix show Afterlife. Nothing even comes close to that one. That's the best thing by far I've seen this week, and it's the last season. So if you guys have not seen Afterlife on Netflix, 3 seasons, 6 episodes, half an hour each season. So definitely. So that's my weekly ranking. How about you, Zach?
So for my weekly ranking, I coming down at the bottom is Hotel Transylvania Transformania. I didn't hate this movie. I liked it. It was fine. I'll never watch it again. That's exactly how I feel. I still feel that way, and that's how I feel about it forever. I've enjoyed all of them up to this point, but I do think that this is it. I don't think they should make any more. Seems like this was the final one, so hopefully. Coming in next is The Book of Boba Fett. I thought this was actually one of the weaker episodes from a directing standpoint, but I really, really liked the subtle nature of certain things with the Tusken Raiders and everything of that nature and what happened with them. I am still I'm happy the story is finally moving, but I am as much as I really like the show, this is a show that I'm curious to see how it ends, because if it ends in a way that I'm thinking it possibly could be, I'm gonna be like, okay, I wish I would have just binged that instead of watching it week to week. So there's that. Next up on the list, it is what did I watch next? Oh, next I would have is the next ones I have is Peacemaker episodes 1 through 3. I was so surprised by this show. I laughed my ass off. There's a whole sequence between a butt baby joke that I fucking lost it laughing. The intro is unskippable. It is so much fun. I know one of our topics is Peacemaker, so we'll talk a little bit more about it around there. Next up is Euphoria. The 2, I pretty much caught up on the entire thing. I didn't watch the 2 movies beforehand, the 2 short long-term episodes, and then of course the new episodes, so those would all be tied up next. I love this show. If you also love Euphoria, I cover them every week now, going on every Sunday with my girlfriend, so if you want some reviews on that, it's pretty good. Next up is Ready or Not. I absolutely love this movie to every single standard. I think this is one of my favorite horror films of the last couple of years. So unique, so awesome. But coming in at my number 1, it's Scream. I've seen this movie twice, and I fucking love it. It's not as good as the original, but I think it's as close as it gets out of all the other Scream sequels. There's just something cool about it. I love the tone. There's one kill in it that I absolutely love, and I love the way that they frame Ghostface. I have like slight nitpicks with the movie, but like I don't know if it's just because my experience last night, like the theater audience I had last night, I was so worried going in because I saw these kids talking about the movie afterwards, and they were just like, I don't get it. Why is it so funny? And it's like, have you never seen a Scream movie before? So I was worried going in, but thankfully I can say my audience was awesome and they reacted so well. And you could just tell everyone in there was a giant Scream fan. So overall, Scream is my favorite thing I watched this week. Twice I watched it. Ren, you still here? Ren? Hello? Is he frozen for everyone else? I'm guessing. All right. So, let's do your guys' weekly rankings then. Let me go back up. Sorry, I don't have the ability to show it on the screen, but looks like we got G. Colby. His weekly ranking. Number 10,
I'm going
Scream 3.
plus that. Maybe you guys...
Hello? Hello? I think we can finally hear you. Maybe.
Hello.
Try.
Maybe. Hopefully, because
okay.
I literally have internet.
You're still cutting out, my friend.
Right here, where I'm touching it. If you got...
You're still cutting out. All right, G. Colby, here's your weekly ranking. We got number 10, Scream 3. Number 9, Euphoria season premiere. Number 8, Scream 2. Number 7,
establish
Shang-Chi.
a connection to both options I have.
Number 6, Peacemaker episode 1 through 3. 5, Eternals. 4, Scream 4. 3, Scream 2022. 2, Ready or Not. And 1, Scream. Well, it looks like you had fun. Movie fan weekly ranking. Number 1, Don't Look Up, great movie. Number 2, Scream 1996, great movie. Number 3, Ready or Not, great movie. Number 4, Scream 2. Number 5, Wander. Please don't watch this. Never heard of it. I will plan not to. Jack Alexander. 7, The Tender Bar. 6, Killer's Kiss. 5, The Tragedy of Macbeth. 4, Mean Streets. 3, Matrix Resurrections. 2, Requiem for a Dream. And 1, The Truman Show. Really happy The Truman Show. Was that your first time watching The Truman Show? Fantastic movie. Lady Aaron, I have my first weekly ranking for you guys, so here it is. 3, In the Heights. Great movie. 2, Spencer. Absolutely fantastic movie. 9, your number 1, Soul and Dune. Fantastic films. I don't know what I would have placed for Soul or Dune. I probably would have put Soul above Dune. Like very slightly though, because I love both those movies. Luis, thank you so much, man. Weekly ranking 4, Bad Grandpa. Now that movie, I don't love that movie, but there's like 3 jokes in there that I think are some of the most hilarious shit that like Johnny Knoxville has ever done. Number 3, Squid Game. Number 2, Blackpink, Light Up the Sky. Never heard of that. And number 1, all 8 Harry Potter movies rewatched. Great pick for your number 1. Love that movie. Lady Aaron, by the way, this isn't a part of my weekly. Is it okay if later on I can put my top 10 movies of 2020? That's totally fine. That's what the questions are. You can ask us questions. You can say your thoughts. Let's see. Lady Aaron, what's going on Ren's end with the technical difficulties? Can't tell you. Don't know. It just happens. So it looks like they're all frozen, and he left. So I think this is where I'm actually going to start out the show today, even though Ren was supposed to, and he's still having technical issues. Wait, here we go.
Am I back?
Can you hear us?
Am I cutting out?
Yes, you're back. Yes.
I can.
You're good?
Okay.
You're good. I was just about to start the first topic, so you're good to go.
Okay.
I went through the weekly rankings and everything.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to bring them up, but they weren't bringing up, so I just want to bring them up. I'm going to leave them up for a sec. Hang on. I have low battery. Let me put my computer charging for a sec. Okay. If you guys can still hear me, first topic. Let's go. So, we were going to address a certain mural that was revealed earlier this week from the set of Batgirl. They were doing some set design, some set dressing, and there's a big mural on the streets of Gotham, we assume, that shows Batman, clearly Michael Keaton's Batman, and next to him, a little boy wonder. Zach, I couldn't get a picture. Can you see if you can quickly find a picture while I set up the topic?
Yeah. Yep. Let me. I know who posted one, so let me go to his page.
So we clearly see that Michael Keaton's Batman is there, and then a little boy wonder that looks very, I would say, 12, 13, 14 tops, getting into the middle teens age. This is clearly a child Robin, though, which was very interesting. It's very much the classical costume.
Here we go.
And that was going to be our first topic. But since, and that it is, that is the mural, and there you see, can you zoom in on the on Robin? I think if you just go exactly that.
It's not letting me. This is literally what I.
It's not letting you zoom in.
No.
Never mind. Don't worry. All right. So there you clearly see a Robin, and again, looks very, very boyish. So this is going to be our first topic. We're only going to address the Robin situation and the whole Bat and its inclusion in the Batgirl movie. But late last night for me, that is, because I think Zach was very much.
I was literally going to see Scream. I was literally in the middle of watching Scream. Like, here, I'll share. I have that photo up too. You can bring it up whenever you're ready.
I'm going to bring it up now. But then again, late last night, and my camera is focusing again. Come on, focus on me, you bitch. Late last night for me, something new about the Batgirl movie broke as well. Officially officially revealed by Leslie Grace, Batgirl herself. We have our first look at hang on, Zach. Oh, there you are. Our first look at the Batgirl costume. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't know what to think about it yet. Because I don't know what the tone of this Batgirl movie is going to be. Because they're including Michael Keaton's Batman. If you ask me, does this Batgirl costume fit into what we know the tone of the Michael Keaton Batman to be? No, I don't think it does at all. In itself, this picture, the background, the whole shebang of this in isolation, I think it looks great. This is Batgirl. I love the look of this. I love it kind of makes no sense to talk about this because it's a still picture, but the cinematography here, the colors look fantastic. So I'm curious to see what the tone of this film is going to be. It's going to be curious to get a first trailer and then look back at this picture and the costume itself, which is really what we're talking about, and see how this fits into that film. Zach, what do you think of this costume?
Loved it. I think it's ripped right out of one of the comics. I can't remember exactly what the name of it was, but one of the comics I did read of Batgirl back in the day. This is like the exact fucking like even up to the neck piece that has like the button. Like that is like it's literally comic accurate. So I love that they ripped it right out. I will say again,
I think it's by Gail Simone.
Yes. But I will say we don't really know much of what's going on. I'm gonna go as far as say this. I think the Michael Keaton Batman that we are going to see in the Flash, I think the world and again, this is actually like I know last week we talked about that we know a little bit more about the Flash. This is something I don't know about the Flash. I do know that it takes place in Tim Burton's Gotham City.
Maybe next week we will know something more.
Yeah. We can get. I'll say, but I'm not going to say what. One of my friends.
No. What? Just say next week. We'll know more. Next week we'll know more. Play it safe.
Okay. So, but my prediction is when we come back to our world, the DCU, everything would have changed. Everything's the same, except the fact that the Batman was Michael Keaton. Like that's it. I'm telling you right now. But tone wise, I don't know what they're doing because the DCU is so weird. Sometimes they go dark, sometimes they go light. I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a
odd.
guess and guess this movie is more in the vein of Shazam. That's gonna be my guess.
Why, Zach? Why?
Lighthearted, Aquaman, as a mix of Aquaman too. I hope not because I think
I like the Aquaman comparison. Maybe because
Yeah,
I just wasn't a big fan of Shazam.
I just more lighthearted, if that makes sense. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what I want is and I think that's how it fits for Batgirl. I mean, there's darker elements of her character, but she's usually the one that's a little bit more just fun and outgoing, if that makes sense.
Because she's a teenager. She's a teenager / young adult.
Yeah. Now, I do see that G. Colby did say, I heard Dylan O'Brien is going to play Nightwing. I've heard the same thing. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. But I have heard the same thing, and I think we're going to find out in a week or so. Just like I said last week, I think we were going to get a photo of this because they're filming outside.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to come down. We're going to find out who Robin is.
Is it weird? Because I will say this. I love Dylan O'Brien. I think he's a very good actor that has not made the wisest choices after the success of the Maze Runner. For such a successful series, he should have taken off, and he did American Assassin and
with Michael Keaton.
With Michael Keaton, and what was the other that came out last year? One of the worst movies of the year. He was in it for 2 minutes.
Infinite.
Oof. I mean, doesn't affect it too much. He's literally in it for 2 minutes total. I bet it doesn't get double digits.
Fun fact: he was supposed to be the supporting character, and then they cut him.
Yeah. Because he's a past life of Mark Wahlberg, so he clearly was meant to play a bigger role, in terms of runtime even. But thankfully they cut that movie as short as it could be. But again, like Dylan O'Brien a lot, he doesn't look like the same Robin that we see in that mural. Now, granted, maybe that was years ago and whatnot. Sure, I want to see that Robin having his adventures with Batman. To see that age difference
in the DCEU. Yeah. So
I would love to see a Robin that eventually grows into being a Nightwing, not just turns out Robin exists, and then when we first see him, is already an adult and he's already Nightwing.
I would say this:
just doing too much at the same time.
Yeah, I would rather them just say he's already Nightwing and then have our own Robin, like a different version.
Yeah, like a Jason Todd. Start with the Jason. Maybe that's a Jason Todd. And we'll see a Robin that is a Jason Todd, and eventually he grows.
Do you have any young actors you'd want to see play Robin?
It's no one's really coming to mind because when you talk about Robin, I'm going to think long term. Like these studios should think long term, obviously, and I'm going to think
what age do you think they need to get?
If you want to do a Robin, like it's in that mural, I would go for a 13, 14, 15. And a kid that looks youngish.
Or someone that actually is.
It could be a little older, but a kid that looks youngish, like Tom Holland. He started playing Peter Parker as a 17-year-old, but he was already in his early 20s, but he very believably looked like a 17-year-old. So I would have gone for someone. I would go for someone like that.
I'm looking at fan castings for fun, and these are probably some of the worst fan castings that I've ever seen in my life.
Actors in their teens. That's usually how I go for Google. No. The kid, I don't know how old he is now. He should be around 20 years old at this point. Hang on. Let me see. 2001, yeah, he's 20 now. I would say the kid who played the kid from Iron Man 3 who shows up at Tony's funeral.
Oh, yeah.
He's too old now. He's too old to start off as
Someone said Asa Butterfield.
He's too old now as well, I think.
Honestly, I think they'd have to go with an unknown. I think at this point, they'd have to go with an unknown.
I think so, too. Because Asher Angel would be good, but he's already Shazam.
Have you seen how old that fucking kid looks now, though?
No, I have not.
Dude,
I did not.
He is. They needed to film that sequel. They better say that sequel's like 3 years later because.
But he is only 19. Like, even if he does look old, you can play the card of, I mean, he does look old, but he is actually 19.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people. I will say this, though. That takes away, though, because there was a lot of rumors going around that Matt Reeves wanted to use Robin in the Batman movies. I don't think we get Robin now at all in whatever Matt Reeves wants to do.
Nah. I don't think it fits either, so I'm glad they're not doing it. But anyway, looks like there's a lot of confusion right now going on with Robin, but when it comes to our first look at Batgirl, I'm definitely giving it a night. I love how the costume looks. Zach, how about you?
I'm excited, man. But what I'm really excited about, I want to. When are we getting our first look at Firefly? That's what I want to see.
Maybe,
I want to see
maybe just in the trailer.
Yeah, maybe. I'm really excited to see what Brendan Fraser brings to that role. So,
all right, I just take us into our second topic today.
Our second topic is something I'm so excited about. One of my most anticipated shows that is most likely coming this year. I'm assuming probably December time if we do get it.
November.
And that is
Didn't it confirm November? Yeah, I think so. I think I saw that.
IMDb posted 2020, but anyone can
change. Never mind that. Never mind that.
Another site that's like shared a press release and then they took it down. So now it's, I'm assuming wintertime. I mean, it could be November, but they still have like 4 months left to shoot. So I mean, they're probably editing already, but we'll see.
Because they're finishing in June. They're finishing in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But so it is cool because it is cool. Besides this, it also came out that we already assumed this, but this is a season 1. That this is the full entire season 1. There will be a season 2, which is really exciting. As long as it does good, but I'd be surprised if it doesn't do good. I think this is gonna break records. But Storm Reid has officially joined HBO's The Last of Us series as Riley. Now, the thing that I was really excited about this is I didn't think if they were going to give Ellie that dedicated episode, because I think this is going to be an episode. This is going to be an entire episode.
It's going to be like episode 9. So before the finale, you get the backstory.
Something weird of that. It's like something right. Like it's actually, I think I know when this episode happens. I think I know.
It's episode 9.
The second Joel hits the water. And it boom.
But I would end it there. I would end the season there.
Oh, you think? I mean, that would be cool if they did that, but I have a feeling that they're gonna do. I think they're doing the whole season. I mean, who knows?
I don't at all. I don't see it happening. We'll see.
But I'm really happy. Do we know how many episodes this is though?
It should be 10. I don't think we've seen anything official, but I'm assuming it's 10.
For all we know, they go bigger than that. They could do 50. I mean, typically the HBO doesn't do that much. They do 10 and that's it. But I guess we'll see. I mean, when it's this game, I think it's more of whatever the fuck you guys want to do type thing. But Storm Reid, I like her as an actress. And as Riley, that's pretty good casting. And it was funny because a couple days ago, like one of the pages I follow that does Last of Us news said she was in Canada. Yeah. Her and Ellie started following each other. The girl who plays Ellie.
That was literally like the day before.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, yeah, she's, and I think it kind of was just like, okay, well, I think everyone knows now, so let's just say she's in the.
I fucking hate that we come to the point where people are surveilling who follows who to find out this shit, though. I really fucking hate it.
It's not bad. You know who just started following Leslie Grace? Dylan O'Brien. So.
Well, there you go.
But it's funny to me on if it's funny because these studios forget that people are.
You know who John Cena just started following? Me on Twitter. Where's my casting, Warner Brothers?
I love it.
My favorite following me, by the way, is the fact that I followed him back. I didn't follow him before he followed me.
Mm-hmm. Now you got Peacemaker following you.
But yeah.
But
yes, I do.
Really big pro on this. It's my most anticipated show of the year. my second would be Moon Knight, but this is definitely my number one.
I'm the exact reverse.
Okay, fair enough.
Well,
I mean, I get it. I'm just really interested to see if this is actually going to be the best video game thing yet.
I might be looking forward to Kenobi a bit more than Moon Knight. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion.
Wait.
That's a whole nother topic. You guys asked us what our most anticipated shows.
I need to see Kenobi's first trailer. I think that's
true.
Sell me on that
that's
show.
A fair point. And also a first trailer for this one. But I'm with you. I really like this. She's a very talented young actress, and you just know this episode is going to hit the feels. Most of the episodes, if they do it right, are going to hit the feels because, oof, this story is heavy, everyone. This is not a story you're gonna want to gather your friends for a party and watch The Last of Us. You're going to want to gather your friends who love The Last of Us and go through the pain together.
Yes,
but
and then when
it's not a party show.
Last of Us Part 2, everyone get together, have some popcorn for those first 2 episodes.
And call a therapist. Call a therapist in advance.
Yeah, it's going to be a hole-in-one on that episode.
Yeah.
That right now.
Ooh, get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. Anyway, this gets a night for me. Couldn't be happier. Just talent on talent on talent that this show is gathering. And still quite a few key roles to be revealed. So let's see who the Last of Us account follows next on Instagram.
David's next, right? David's next.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be David. What's your verdict on this, Zach?
Big happy for this. I will say though, we're getting David anytime soon. And
of course.
Ren, I have a new fan casting for who I would want to play David. Do you want to know? Do you want to guess, or do you want me to just say? Oh, sorry.
I probably will never guess. So I probably will never guess. So just
I'd love if they got Willem Dafoe now. I would love if Willem Dafoe played David.
I still think I prefer I still think I prefer an Edward Norton for the role, a better fit. But if they announced Willem Dafoe, you wouldn't hear me complain whatsoever, at all. All right, let's talk about the SAG Awards, specifically one of the nominations, or even better, one of the nominations that didn't happen. Now we were all expecting to happen, and they didn't come. Now, I don't want to talk about the SAG nominations in general. I didn't pay too much attention. I only paid attention to the Oscars. For better or worse, maybe that's wrong of me to do so, but that's what I do. This is basically the actors that we see in all the movies, big and small, blockbusters and indies. These are the actors voting for their fellow actors. And unanimously, for the most part, I've talked to a few people that didn't care for this performance too much, and when they justified why, it didn't make any sense to me. But unanimously, for the most part, whoever I talked to, even people who haven't liked the film too much, for some reason, we all agree. This performance is astounding. It's fantastic. It's the best of the best, and it's overall the best performance of the year, actor or actress. And that is Kristen Stewart playing Princess Diana. And she wasn't nominated. She didn't make it to the SAG nominations. Zach, can you pull up the nominees? Because I know Olivia Colman. Okay, Olivia Colman was nominated. Who else?
Jessica Chastain, Lady Gaga, Jennifer Hudson, and Nicole Kidman.
Okay, let me say this. I haven't seen Respect. I wanted to go see it, but then we got it late over here, and if I did a review, it wouldn't give the views wouldn't justify it. Like I just reviewed the 355, the views don't justify me having worked on that review. And then nominated for the Oscars for something I will not be watching. Respect at this point. So that one aside, that I haven't seen. I have seen Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy Faye, and she was fantastic. She deserves that nomination. Lady Gaga in Hasaguchi? Don't think so. Olivia Colman in The Lost Daughter? Don't think so. Nicole Kidman in Being the Ricardos? That's a very good performance. I really like the performance. That one definitely deserves it in there. I mean, even performances that I would nominate, but definitely should be in there before some of the actual nominees. Rachel Zegler in West Side Story. I think Alana Haim was better than Olivia Colman, Jennifer Hudson, Jessica Chastain, Nicole Kidman,
Lady
and
Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Lady
I think
Gaga.
Alana Haim was better, and I didn't think Alana Haim was that good. She was good. Don't get me wrong, just not awards worthy. But Kristen Stewart doesn't even get in over any of these, where she completely steals it. She carries the entire film on her. So does Olivia Colman, but Olivia Colman is just playing Olivia Colman, a slightly drunker, more bored, and hornier version of Olivia Colman, but a version of Olivia Colman nonetheless. I'm just baffled at this. I don't understand the thought process that went into this. Even other performances that I hope we see at the Academy Awards that include Emilia Jones in Coda. How does that not get in? Emily Blunt in A Quiet Place Part 2. Millicent Simmons in A Quiet Place Part 2. This one is baffled. This is one of those...
You said a good one right there. Amelia Jones.
Amelia Jones,
right?
yeah.
I'm shocked she didn't get it. Coda actually got the ensemble. So how the
Yeah.
fuck does it get ensemble but not actor? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It doesn't
I
make
will say
sense.
this. I think
that's another reason why it is baffling.
This is a case of they didn't watch Spencer. They didn't watch. They I don't even think they watched these movies. They looked at what the more popular names were. I know who Jennifer Hudson is. I know who Lady Gaga is.
But that's I don't think it even was a more popular, because Kristen Stewart was the more popular. Everyone is talking about her.
I don't think so in the film. Like, when it comes down to actual actors, I sadly just don't. But I will say I don't think she gets nominated now, and I think she's gonna get fucking snubbed. Unless she gets a BAFTA. If she gets a BAFTA...
Because this is the definition of a snub. A snub is when you are by far the favorite to win, or at least have a good shot at winning, not just be nominated, winning the award, and she doesn't even get nominated. I don't get this. This is like if you hadn't nominated, and I don't know if you got nominated for the SAGs at the time, if you hadn't nominated J.K. Simmons for Whiplash, if you hadn't nominated Viola Davis for...
I tweeted this out. This is the worst snub. This is the worst. If she does not get nominated at the Oscars, it is the worst snub since Jake Gyllenhaal and Nightcrawler.
That's another good one. Because you could make a compelling... You could make a compelling case for... You could make a compelling case for Gyllenhaal having won. Personally, from the nominees of the year, I would definitely have nominated him. Maybe I wouldn't have given him the award, but I would have definitely nominated him. And yet he wasn't nominated. Amy Adams in Arrival is another good one. It's mind-blowing to me. Like, again, this was something I wasn't even paying attention to. I just knew it was coming out because everyone on Twitter was talking about it. I'm like, yeah, okay, the actors are voting in, so Kristen Stewart is definitely getting the nomination. And then I thought it was a joke when everyone was like, oh, she didn't get it.
And there's still a chance she could. There's still a chance
fucking
she
weird.
could get nominated.
There's still a chance.
But I think her chances of winning have gone down even if she does get nominated. That's what I will say. I think when it comes down to this list, I hate to say this, I liked her performance, but I didn't love it. I think Nicole Kidman's the front runner right now. I think Nicole Kidman's going to be the front runner going in, and I don't think that's a perfect choice, to be honest. Out of all these performances,
at this point,
Jessica Chastain. I think Jessica Chastain was the best one.
I agree. At this point, Jessica Chastain is my third favorite performance out of the likely candidates to be nominated. So at this point, I find myself rooting for the third best performance for me. Nicole Kidman is close. So between those two, I'll be happy.
I also want to mention Best Actor. I thought they pretty much nailed Best Actor. Benedict, Andrew, Will Smith, Denzel. Javier Bardem should not be in there. Javier, there's a lot of stuff that I love him as an actor. His Cuban accent was fucking terrible, though. It was so in and out.
I don't know what a Cuban accent sounds like, though. So
a lot of it is because my best friend, his whole family is from Cuba. Like, they literally still have. So watching him talk was the most. And he watched Being the Ricardos. His parents were so excited. They fucking and they love Javier. They fucking hated him in that film. Like when I went to his graduation party, his parents asked me if I watched it, and I said, yeah. I'm like, I liked the movie, but like I didn't think, and they're like, oh my God. And then the dad was like, you know my accent, like he was fucking terrible. Like, so yeah, that was not good. I would also say the ensemble cast. Why was House of Gucci on there? And why in the fuck did you nominate fucking Jared Leto? Jared fucking Leto.
It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. It doesn't make
My name is Pablo.
It is a shit, not chocolato. But anyway, guys, this is the one dud today. This is where I glitched out for a sec. One of the worst send it to the dungeon ones we've had in a while. This is absolutely baffling and it makes no sense. Zach, what about you?
Nope, I agree. I'm glad Troy got in. I'm glad Cody McPhee in. Shocked Bradley Cooper. Very happy about Kate Blanchett, Ruth Negga. There's in there that I'm very like, why?
Yeah, there are good picks. They didn't like completely fuck everything up.
But this is like, I know critic awards are completely different than any other award, but she should have won, or she should have been nominated.
And she should win. You're right. No mistakes there. All right, Zach, take us into the fourth topic.
Fourth topic, guys, is how is Peacemaker? Me and Ren have kind of mentioned our thoughts on this. The trailers didn't grab us, really. I thought it looked fun, but it didn't look like something I was going to grab myself onto. Mm-hmm. So to my delight, when I woke up Thursday and started watching it, I was laughing my ass off, having some fun. Butt baby jokes that I thought was fucking funny. This intro that's fucking cool.
Amazing. That's the most James Gunn thing ever. Just when you think the Suicide Squad was the most James Gunn thing ever, this thing tops it.
And this very much feels like Super. Like, this is very much in the vein of Super.
Yes.
Like, this is James Gunn.
I don't even like Super that much. I don't like Super that much. Like, it's fine. It's enjoyable, but it doesn't stick out.
My grandmother at the time, when Super came out, she was dating a guy whose sons were all working on the film. So it's funny now that I look back and I think that because one was like one actually helped compose the score. Not a composer, but one of the people who actually did the music. And then one of them was helped with the DP. So a lot of them were like just production assistants, but it's just funny their names are in the credits. So I'm like, okay.
Nice.
So I like Peacemaker a lot. I think it's fun. Like, it's not perfect by any means. And your one issue you do have, I don't know if you're going to mention it here or save it for your review.
I want to save it for my review for sure.
I overall agree with you because there's certain things he does in episode 3 where I'm like, you're a bitch. You're a little bitch now. Okay.
Which is fine if you didn't have the previous context. Yeah. And you know what I'm talking about. So
I'm all open for like giving character development to a character.
Yes.
But this is like drastically.
No, this is just suddenly change this aspect about him.
So unless you start touching on it more, maybe episode 4 will touch on it a little bit more of why he was like that. It's just I mean, but I will give credit where credit is due. I'm not a big fan of John Cena as an actor, especially after Fast 9. That was just fucking awful. He is great in here. He's
living this up.
He was born to play Peacemaker. This is great casting. And to think that I think originally it was supposed to be Dave Bautista that was supposed to be Peacemaker. If I'm not wrong, I think that's who James Gunn wrote it for. And when he couldn't do it or decided not to, he decided to do Army of the Dead instead. He went to John Cena next. And I'm like, I dig it. I honestly couldn't have even seen Dave Bautista in this role. I think John Cena just
I don't think it's a fit. Not that I think if you ask me who's the better actor, Bautista or John Cena, it's Bautista, but I don't think he's a fit for this.
Yeah. Can you tell me one thing though? So I don't know about this character in the comics.
Me neither.
Vigilante. No, Vigilante though. Do you know anything about him or no?
The very, very basic. Like he was
like that in the comics, like Deadpool is?
He's more serious. He's more serious.
And that's what I
Because
thought.
he was in a few seasons, or just one season. I think he was just in one season of Arrow for a while.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't like how Deadpoolish he is. I think it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I think it's fun as shit, like funny. It
Yeah,
just bugs me because it feels like either the actor or the writing was Deadpoolish.
yeah.
And I'm fine with doing Deadpool, but like it is so close to Deadpool.
Yeah, without any
Yeah.
standout features.
So,
I
but
get
I'm
you.
happy that now we can say that Batmite is officially DCEU canon.
That's what, like, they just established that Batmite exists in the DCU. Like, no ands, ifs, or buts. Batmite exists in the and it's for the, at least as of this point in time, it's Ben Affleck's Batmite. So keep that in mind. But let me say this, because I came into this show in a very weird place. Because we go into Squad, we step out of the Suicide Squad, they announce spoilers for the Suicide Squad. Peacemaker is alive and he's going to have his own show. And I'm like, okay, cool, nice. This is one of the characters that I can totally see having his own show. And then the trailers come out and they don't excite me too much. I'm not give me a sec. I'm not enjoying these trailers too much, and the more I kind of watch it, the least excited I get for Peacemaker, which is so weird because coming out of the Suicide Squad, I was really excited. So I went into this show from a place where I was excited, and then I was less excited, but I gave it a shot. To the point where I only started watching it yesterday. I was in no rush to watch it. Was not going to cover it, like I said. But I really enjoyed this. This is extremely fun. It's very James Gunn. So if you don't like the humor in the Suicide Squad, the humor, if I was to compare it to anything outside of the Suicide Squad, in terms of tone, and you can just see it by that intro, this is very Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And if you guys know me, I love Guardians 2 more than the first one. So this is right up my alley. It's offbeat humor. It's crass. It's violent. It's irreverent. It earns its rated R-ness. I will say, again, I have one big issue with it that I will address tomorrow when I finally talk about it in a review, and I hope you guys are there to watch it. And I will say this, if I was to rank like these first 3 episodes, it's literally from worst to best, it's 3, 2, and 1. The first one is the best out of the 3 for me. And the third one is the weakest out of the 3, but they're all good, fun episodes. Again, I'm not in love with this show. It's not like mind-blowing A+ material. This is a good show, a fun 3 hours at this point of television. So really pleasantly surprised by Peacemaker at this point. And I can't wait for next week, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about it tomorrow. Let me put a poll in the live chat to see what you guys want to see tomorrow. Oh, I need to open it on the computer. Hang on. Because I'm going to do a review tomorrow, but I want to know if you guys want to see a spoiler-free or a spoiler review. Let me ask you guys. Peacemaker review. Spoilers. Spoiler-free. Oh, spoiler-free. And we'll just put that in the live chat and see what you guys think and how you vote. So those are thoughts on Peacemaker. Right now, it's a good thumbs up for me, and it gets a night. How about you, Zach?
Absolutely. I have the whole season besides the last episode, so I need to watch them. But
oh, you son of a bitch!
I'm being really good. I'm doing better than when because like what happened when The Boys season 2, when I got sent the entire season, I watched the whole fucking thing in one day, and then I was like, oh, I should have filmed reviews after each episode. That would have made it way easier.
Yeah.
So I told myself I'm going to do that with Peacemaker. I've done that with every show so far that does like weekly releases. Makes it way easier. Which, fun fact, Ren, I have all the comics for The Boys. That's my next comic I'm going to start. Do you remember which one Hero Gasm happens in? I want to read
Hero Gasm is around, because you got the volume, so it's around volume 4 or 5, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
okay.
I think it's
So
four.
I want to
I
ask
think it's
you,
four.
this is completely off topic before we get. How many seasons of The Boys do you think we get?
We talked about this, I think, when season 2 came out, but I could see us going to 6, 7.
Okay. I was just
Yeah.
curious because if they're already doing Hero Gasm and it's season 3 and it's that far into the comics, I didn't know.
But remember, they changed a few things, and I do
Okay.
prefer the Boys show to the comics, and I already love the comics. Don't get me wrong, but they're stepping over some things, but doing others slower, and then changing other aspects. So it's tough to say, but generally the story, it's tackling the same themes and topics, and it has the same characters and characteristics and all that good shit. So yeah, I could see us going to 6, 7, maybe more. I don't think we get to 10, but I could see us going to 6, 7.
Okay.
Alrighty, let's see. Most people are voting for a spoiler review tomorrow. Yeah, we got 5 votes, and most of you guys 4 votes for for spoilers and 1 vote for spoiler free. But I'll leave the poll up until the end of the show, and then we'll check it out. All right, final topic, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier this week, I think from Monday all the way through yesterday on Friday, we started getting rumors that there would be, and then eventually got confirmation that there are discussions to have a host at the Oscars this year, and there will be a host at the Oscars this year. And then Tom Holland's name emerged. And then Pete Davidson's name emerged. And then yesterday the Academy was quote-unquote intrigued about having Selena Gomez, Martin Short, and Steve Martin hosting the Oscars. I say they should stop being intrigued and just do it. But today we decided to discuss who should host the Oscars. Who do we think is a good fit to host? Zach and I have a top 3, and Zach is going to give you his 3 and his 2. I'm going to give you my 3 and my 2, and then Zach will give you his number 1, and I will give you my number 1. Zach, kick us off.
Well, at my number 3, it's actually 3 different people: Toby, Andrew, and Tom. That's it. That's it.
Why? That's such a weird mix, Zach. Why those 3 names? What is the connection there?
The big connection was they all played Spider-Man at one point, and I think with Spider-Man No Way Home being the big selling movie that brought,
I did not realize that.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people forget that
it's been a while since we saw Tobey Maguire as a whole. So good on you to remember that.
And he's going to be in Babylon this year, so I think
he is
to kind of just warm people back up. But I think a lot of it is Andrew and Tom are singing, dancing guys, and I think they can really go with the numbers. I don't know what Toby could do. Every time I think of Toby, I think of the scene from Brothers when he's fucking breaking everything. So, I think it'd be cool to have
cars there, motherfucker.
Yeah. So that's definitely my number 3. I think it'd be cool to have him. There's no way in hell you could get Toby to do that shit though.
No.
There's no way you could get him to do. I don't think all the money in the world would. And I'm gonna be honest.
That movie sucks, by the way.
What, Brothers?
All the money in the world.
Oh yeah, that movie does suck. That movie does. So at my number 2 now, though, this one was tough, but I have this weird choice in my head, and a lot of it is because he also has a movie coming out this year. I would love if Chris Evans did it. I'd love to see Chris Evans host the Oscars. I know there was a talk a while ago about having the entire Avengers cast do the Oscars, like back before Avengers Endgame come out, and I thought that would have been fucking brilliant if they would have. But if I'm looking at all of them,
I love the idea and concept, but it would be too much to have 6 people hosting the Oscars.
So I think if you're looking at everyone, and respectively, I don't love when they have the host being someone that's nominated. It's just a little bit weird for me.
Yeah.
So like if Garfield was hosting, and he most likely will be nominated and even could possibly win.
Yeah.
I don't think he would be a great choice because that just kind of seems like a conflict of interest. So that's where I like Chris Evans. We know he's not going to get nominated this year. everyone fucking loves Chris Evans. I was even gonna say have Ryan Gosling host with him. They're doing the Gray Man. I mean, you could be like, we have a new, and then you could release the trailer for the Gray Man. I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but I really like Chris Evans. I think he's very much loved, and I think it would be awesome. I think it'd be awesome.
All right, my 3. I agree with Zach when he says that anyone who is nominated shouldn't host the Oscars. This person, one of these people, because I'm doing a double team, one of these people might be nominated next year, but they're not nominated this year. The other one is gaining a lot of notoriety, and he's in a really great show right now on Apple TV. Bring them back together for the Oscars, Key and Peele. Both of them hosting the Oscars, I think it would be amazing, and they would barely need a script. They would barely need the script. And they're just really funny guys, and they're very aware and very yin to the movie business because they're two big stars in their own right, and they're great together. They're just amazing together. All right, my number 2. He's a man who has hosted the Oscars before. And if you want to, I know we're
James
not.
Franco. I know you love James Franco, man.
No, no. Once was enough, plus all the other things. Let me focus the camera. There we go. So this person has hosted before. And look, we're not out of the woods yet. We're not outside the pandemic yet. But when it comes to the ceremony itself, you want to have it as normal a ceremony as possible. You want to bring back the Oscars in Hollywood and the celebration of the best of the year in full throttle. Bless you.
Thank you.
You hire the greatest song and dance, the triple threat in entertainment. He can sing, he can dance, fucking hell, he can act. Hugh Jackman. Bring him back,
yes,
have him host the Oscars. And now I actually am going to cheat and then have 2 options for my number 1.
You're not allowed to cheat. No, you're not.
I am allowed to cheat, and I will tell you why. But first you go.
Was I supposed to?
No, you do your. I'm just forewarning you that I will cheat because I have 2 options. I have 2 routes in which to go for number 1. It's either one or the other.
Okay. So my number 1 now?
Mm-hmm.
If you follow me on Twitter, I literally tweet this every time someone says who should host the Oscars, and it's the fucking Muppets. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I want the Muppets to host so bad. I absolutely love the Muppets. The Muppets usually show up on ABC randomly, and it wouldn't be beyond the Oscars to do this. If people don't remember, Buzz and Woody have absolutely given the award to Best Animated Feature before.
Ted has given an award with Mark Wahlberg.
So, like, oh my god, I want Ted and Mark Wahlberg to host. That would be awesome.
No, that's too much.
No, do it. But I absolutely love the Muppets. And I think having Kermit and all of them, then having like the 2 older guys up it would be really fun. It'd be a lot, but it would be so much fun to have them host. And I also think, with a year with COVID and everything kind of still going on, you could have just literally the Muppets give away all the awards, like different ones. Like you don't have to do the actors beforehand, or an actor can walk up and the Muppet can be there and be like, "Hi, I'm right here. Here's the award for Best Picture." So, yeah.
All right. For that. So my number 1, and again, I have 2 different options. So you guys choose which one you prefer for these 2. If we're going left, I'm going to have Ricky Gervais hosting the Oscars. He's always the best host of the Golden Globes, and he's just an amazing comedian. He's a genius, brilliant mind, and I think he would do a great job in an even bigger platform, and a platform that actually matters, unlike the Golden Globes with the Oscars. If we go right and not have Ricky Gervais, we're going classic, everyone. We're going cliche. We're going with the greatest Oscars host of all fucking time. I believe he has done it the most times, and honestly, he has done it the best.
He's
also,
funny.
a song and dance man, we're going Billy Crystal. Bring back Billy Crystal. Again, I'm going to use the same rationale as I did with Hugh Jackman. If you want to bring back the Oscars to as normal a ceremony as possible, to bring back that sense of the celebration of everything that's best about movies, bring back the best host ever. That being said, I'm really curious about this idea of having the Only Murders in the Building cast host the Oscars.
I have an idea.
Honestly, just a duo of Steve Martin and Martin Short would be amazing. But my number one would be Billy Crystal.
You know who I wouldn't be surprised if they got?
Who wouldn't you be surprised if it? Ooh, that's a good one.
He's loved.
That's a really good one.
Moana, Vivo,
yes,
Encanto, In the Heights. You know, like,
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe not this year, but look down the road. I wouldn't be surprised if they got him to do it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is this year, because what you just said, look at this year for him. Like, yes, maybe he'll get nominated, but because it goes against the rules we established, but I like it. I like it, Zach. I really like it.
He's a song and dance. He's funny, man. So
song and dance.
I've also said people have also said The Rock, and I'm like,
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Like you guys know how much I love The Rock. I fucking love The Rock. He's my idol in everything. But so if you announce him, awesome. But those are our choices for the top 3, top 4. Because I
watch it be none of these people, and who it's actually going to be. It's going to be. I will actually bet.
I will actually bet you it's not going to be any of these. It's not. It's not going to be any of these people. So those are our picks.
Actors are afraid to take on the role. I'm just saying.
They are, yeah. So let us know what you like, what you dislike about our picks. Let us know, everyone, and let us know your picks for who should host the Oscars. Top 3, just top 1, top 5, whatever you want. All right, let's go into the live questions, and you can ask live questions on several different ways. You can type them down into the live chat.
I think Eagly should actually host the Oscar.
You can type them down in the live chat and we'll do our best to get to it, or you could actively support the channel. There's a tip link in the description, and once again, thank you to channel members Bruna and Stuart for making this video possible. Alrighty, and I will thank them again at the end of this video. Questions. Let me turn up the brightness now that it's charging. Did weekly rankings, and I apologize for not having read the weekly rankings out loud.
I read them out loud. Well,
I know you did, but I'm sorry I couldn't not read it out loud. I thought I couldn't bring them up to the screen at the time. Do you guys know who the mystery character is in Mom, Multiverse of Madness, that people were talking about yesterday? Not looking for a name, just I didn't see people talking about.
It's because you have them blocked, I think.
Yeah, I did mute the words and the hashtags and whatnot. Do you have a tweet that you can send me? Not bring it up on the screen or something.
You don't want to see it. You don't want to see who it is.
Because I probably know who the character is anyway. I just don't know what people were talking about.
I'll put it in the private chat. Someone actually.
Okay, put it in the private chat.
I love people who watch on my channel, but don't send me shit on Instagram like that. I literally got they screenshotted the article, sent it to me. And the headline, I'm reading the headline. I'm like, and then I saw who it was from. I'm like, oh, well, it's probably true.
Yeah.
What do you want me to send you? Because this is big. This is I don't know if you know it, so that's why.
Send me the link. Send me the link that you got sent to you.
Okay, let me go.
But while Zach
I know who posted it, so give me a second.
By the way, am I the only one who is actually happy about House of Gucci getting a Best Ensemble nomination? You probably are, Aaron. I apologize for saying that, but I'm definitely not there, unfortunately. And I don't think Zach is either. Tommy Age will get. Okay, Zach just sent it to me. Oh.
I asked one person. It's real. From what they told me.
I did not know about this, but I'm very happy that I do now. Fuck yes! Who did you ask? Send me to the private chat. Don't say it out loud. Just
You
sending
don't
me
know
the
them.
private.
I can say it out. You don't know.
Oh,
them.
okay.
They're
Then it's
the
not.
same
Then
people
it's
who
not
keep
2
telling
hours.
me. They're the same people who keep telling me that told me everything about Spider-Man.
Okay, because I'm
So-
going to ask my person that I
Okay.
go
There's
to
also more
for
that came
for
out.
for
That
for
wasn't
mom
about
mom
Doctor Strange.
information.
There's more stuff that came out. You'll have to let me know what they say. Please let me know what they
Okay.
said because I'm really curious to see.
Yeah,
But
I will
just so
send them a
everyone knows,
message.
there is
Go ahead. Go ahead.
send it because I'm curious. I was gonna say there is another article going around about Black Panther 2. That is true. I'm not gonna go
Okay.
into it. I'm not gonna say what it is because I kind of wish it wasn't out there. But that's it. So just be warned if you guys don't want to know anything about those two movies. There are heavy shit going around now that I think you guys should just not. So
I'm actually not. I'm not going to send a message right now, only because I need to be
Okay.
careful how I word it, because this person might also not know this specific bit of information.
do you want to see the
So I want
other
to be
thing?
careful how I ask them.
Do you want to see the Black Panther 2 thing?
Sure.
Okay. Let me go find it.
Because I also probably know about it. Then again, I didn't know about this one, turns out. Was Nicole Kidman really that good? I think so. I think she was really that good. I think she was great. She was really, really great. Not, she should win, but she should be like amongst the nominations, for sure. In my opinion, obviously. Looking for question marks. So Tommy H brings up what she said, Zach. That maybe she didn't get nomination because it's all actors voting, so maybe a bit of a popularity contest. It's as good a guess as anything.
But this is her crew. You know?
Yeah, this is her crew. This is okay. I knew about this. Oh, okay. I don't want to know specifics, so I'm actually not going to read the actual thing. But the headlines, I knew about it.
Okay.
But thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
But yeah, Tommy, that's exactly what Zach brought up, and I think we can't actually know. So it's as good a guess as anything to try and wrap our hands around this thing that makes no sense. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Questions. And here is channel member Stewart. I'm not gonna bet Brent about his best predict. You should. Because last year Stewart bet when the nominations came out. I was doing a live because I always do a live when the nominations come out.
Same.
And Stewart said, "Bet you $40 on who wins Best Picture." And I said, "Right now?" Stewart says, "Right now." And I said, "Nomadland." I went with my gut, and my gut was bigger at the time than it is now. So that was a good guess on my end. So thank you, Stewart, for the continuous support, my friend. I appreciate you. The questions. Ren and Zach. Here's my top 10 movies of 2021. So I hope you guys like this list. Number 10, Shang-Chi. Number 9, Pokemon Secrets of the Jungle. Number 8, In the Heights. Number 7, Raya and the Last Dragon. Number 6, Spencer. Number 5, Eternals. Number 4, Dune. Number 3, House of Gucci. It hurts seeing that in front of Dune, but it's your top 10. Number 3, House of Gucci. Number 2, The Last Duel. And number 1, Annette.
There's breaking news. Breaking fucking news.
On a Saturday.
How
much does Scream make at the box office?
Moon Knight trailer Monday.
Woo!
Who posted it?
So
I don't
guys,
think it posted. Holy shit!
Oh shit! Where is it?
One of my friends just shared it. It's
Send it to me.
Seconds. Holy shit!
Oh shit!
It's not a leak either. Hulu tweeted it out.
Okay, guys, we got a Moon Knight trailer this Monday. So I don't do trailer reactions, but we're going to do a live trailer talk on Moon Knight. It will be around 60 minutes or so. So that's your content for Monday, and tomorrow Peacemaker review.
Yep.
So thank you for sharing, Aaron.
World trailer premiere of the all-new
Woo!
Disney Plus original series Moon Knight during the NFL Super Wildcard matchup.
Oh, okay. So that's probably going to be in the evening. So Tuesday, we'll do a live trailer talk. Let me just let a friend of mine know. Du- 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 du. Trailer Moon Knight Monday. Alrighty then. Let's continue with your questions.
Damn. Damn. I gotta move my content on Monday now.
This is a little behind the scenes question. We love behind the scenes questions for you, Ren and Zach. But do you guys listen to movie music while you guys are editing your videos? Sometimes I either listen to scores or just music, or I put something on Disney Plus or on Netflix, something that I don't really care about or something that I've seen 1,000 times. Like sometimes I will be editing and I've seen How I Met Your Mother 100 times at this point. Perhaps I don't have any exaggeration when I say that. But sometimes I'll start to binge again while I'm editing, and then I have to actually finish the whole show and properly watch it. So while I'm editing, I always need background noise of some kind. So yes, definitely watch, definitely listen to some music or watch something when I'm editing. How about you, Zach?
No, I'm dead quiet. I have to just focus or else I'll get confused on what I'm
Okay.
doing.
All right. Two different ways of working. Like I can't do it in silence. Zach can't do it with sound. So that's interesting. Thank you for asking, Aaron. That's a good question. Hey, Aaron, Zach, since She-Hulk is doing reshoots, which I didn't know about, can you see Kevin Feige switching it to Miss Marvel? Switching it with Miss Marvel to come out first instead. By the way, I was in North Carolina for Christmas and New Year's for vacation. Glad to be back. Glad to have you back as well, Luis. Depends on how extensive the reshoots are and what exactly are they reshooting. Because I hadn't heard about this, um, but um, but I don't know because it really depends on where right now they plan on coming out. So then we would have a better idea on if it would be viable for them to switch around. Because right now, for all we know, She-Hulk is only coming out in November, so I don't see why the reshoots would make them switch out with Ms. Marvel. So I really have no idea. We would have to know a proper where the dates stand right now to know if they could switch around. Zach, what do you think?
Sorry, I'm still like, what the fuck? We just got 14 seconds of Moon Knight. Like,
I didn't see the 14 seconds.
oh, I watched it.
I just want to
Wow.
see
Oh my god.
the thing on Monday.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, so it's difficult because Boba Fett's ending in February, and I heard that they were going to do Moon Knight right after. This is making it more like it's gonna happen, but I actually think they're gonna have a break in between, which is weird. And then right after right after Moon Knight, I think we're gonna get Obi-Wan. So then it leaves me to see, okay, so when are we getting She-Hulk?
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting She-Hulk till after Miss Marvel. I think She-Hulk
Okay.
probably has the most extensive CGI out of all the 3 ones that they announced at the time. Miss Marvel is pretty much done from my understanding. They did go back to reshoot some stuff for Miss Marvel, but very, very, very small detail. Like some people thought they were going to change some of her origin stuff. They're not changing her origin.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think She-Hulk will actually be, I think an August show. August or September type show. That's what I'm thinking.
I can see it.
I will say, I don't think we get Mando season 3 this year either, if I'm being honest. I think it's Andor. I think Andor finishes out the year.
Alrighty. Lady Aaron, speaking of Oscars, were some Oscar nominations snubs that still make you angry to this very day? For me, I'm still mad that First Man didn't get in for Best Original Score. You nailed it right there, but for me, it's Best Man for basically everything that it didn't get nominated, because that was the best movie of the year. And for Zach, I think he mentioned his biggest one early on, but Zach, feel free to mention it again.
First Man should have won too.
All right.
Do you want the time for what the trailer could possibly drop at?
Yes.
8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sleepy by then.
You could set an
So,
alarm.
nah, because I don't do trailer reactions. Trailer reactions don't do well for me, so I'm not gonna stress over it, and then I'll just do a live stream where we'll go shot by shot, and because those ones do good for me. You guys love the live streams, so those ones I'll do. Where are we? Where are we? Luis Luciano, hey Ren and Zach, if Kevin Feige couldn't get Tom Cruise, do you see him sneaking RDJ in as the Illuminati version of Iron Man? Who says there's an Illuminati version of Iron Man? Who says the Illuminati are into some at all? I'm not saying they aren't, Luis, but I'm not saying they are. So, and also, who tells us he didn't sneak in Tom Cruise? Who says he has to do one or the other?
Yeah,
both.
Who says he didn't sneak in Arnold as Iron Man? Or Adam
How you doing? Come on, I'm Tony Stark. Questions.
So we're probably going to get a release date Monday, you think?
Oh, yeah. With like at the end of the trailer.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's that one that was going around or no?
Tuesday. And I didn't see a specific one. I just saw February.
Oh, I saw.
So it would be
do you
after
want to know what the specific one says?
Yeah, it's, sure.
The rumor right now is March 30th, which is a Wednesday.
March.
And also,
you sent that to me. You did.
It's a full moon that day too, apparently.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. Here we are. Lady Aaron, what is a song for a movie, whether it would be a song or a piece of movie score? So a song or a movie score that makes you cry? That makes me cry. What's the name of the track? Zach, you think about yours. I'm going to search for mine on Spotify.
The Up score, the opening.
Oh, yeah.
Really emotionally.
That's a good one.
That's probably one of the main ones that I can.
Why can't I find mine? Mine is from Hans Zimmer. I'll tell you that much right now. No, I don't. What the fuck? I want albums. Give me albums. Anyway, mine is the track that plays when Simba starts going up the Pride Rock at the end when Rafiki says, "It is time," and then you have the amazing Zimmer score.
That's a good pick.
Did you see? It's one of my favorites to this day because it's so fucking accurate. Did you see the TikTok that blew up, that went viral, of like when Hans Zimmer showed his scoring to Disney? Yes. So good. If you guys haven't seen it, just let me see if it's on, because on TikTok you'll never find it. But let me see if it's on YouTube. TikTok, Hans Zimmer, Lion King. There it is. Yep, it's here. I'm going to put it down in the live chat. Guys, I'm going to put this in the live chat. You guys need to go watch this. Please go watch it. It's hilarious, and if you've seen The Lion King, it's hard to argue. But that's a great one. Questions. Gico EP, would Scream out? I've seen some people complain about the fan service and their nostalgia references to the previous films. They did the same for No Way Home and Ghostbusters. What is your stance on it? For me, in a franchise that brings up references to other horror films and known for being meta, poking fun at tropes at themselves, it didn't bother me. Exactly what I feel. Fan service is not a dirty term. It's not a bad thing to do as long as it doesn't get in the way of the story. And Scream is all... I don't even want to call it fan service because everything is just so... The lines are so blurred in the case of Scream specifically, but it didn't bother me whatsoever. And the film, I mean, I just talked about lines being blurred, but the film very much drew a line on the legacy characters are here, but this is not their story anymore. They're important pieces of this story, but this is not their story anymore. It's not about them anymore. And even in the context of how the film is worked, there's a very good reason why they were brought back. Like even character motivations and all, how they were basically forced back into this. I don't know what people are complaining about. I don't get it. But yeah, Zach, what are your thoughts on this? What's your stance on it?
I pretty much everything you said, if I'm being honest. Like, I mean, I love the meta-ness of it, and even though it hits you like a sledgehammer, man, it's fucking true. Especially everything they say in this new one. Like, guys, toxic fandom. Let's stop being a little bitch about it.
Yeah. How would you rank the killers in the Scream movies? That's another video for me to make. Ranking the... No, I'm kidding. If you spoil the twist for Scream 5, put a heads up.
You should make that video. Patrick Burrow should, because he's way bigger into horror than us. So, Patrick, if you're watching this...
And Sean Chandler, who's bigger into rankings, and...
Which my thoughts are with him and his family, since they got COVID. So.
I was just talking to Sean yesterday, actually, and they're all doing good. They're all doing good, actually. Like, they're isolating, but no one's like really feeling it.
Good.
So yeah, put a heads up for the people who haven't seen it, or the other ones. I don't know who the other ones are, unless I missed something. But no, we don't need to spoil it to rank the killers. So let's do it from best to worst. I think my list is like Gicoip's. His list is 1, 4, 5, 2, and 3. I think my ranking is like my no, I'm not going to say what I was about to say. My ranking is, I just switched 5 and 4 from your ranking, Gicoip, because I slightly prefer the ones in the killer in 5, because I believed they could win. I'm going to say they for you guys not to know if it's a woman or a man or blah blah. I believe that they could win. Like, I like 4 very much. You guys know this, and if you saw my ranking, you know I really like 4. But from the moment we know who the killer is in 4, I'm like, there's no way you win. Like, there's no way you get away with it. In 5, there was a glimmer, not of hope, obviously, but there was a glimmer of belief. Like, it's feasible that they could get away with this. So yeah, that's my ranking. How about you, Zach?
1, 5, 4, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
1,
so
5, 4, 2, 3. Yeah.
Alrighty.
I think 4 goes on a little bit too long with the whole.
Yeah, there's an extended, like, as soon as the reveal happens, it's a cool scene, but then it continues. Like, why are we still here?
And that's my issue. Like, 3, I absolutely hate. I hate that twist. Yeah. 2, I like Mickey. I don't like the other one.
I'm the other way around. I like Mrs. Loomis, but I feel like because of what her motivation is, her way of going about things just is way too overcomplicated for what she wants to do. She wants to kill Sydney, just kill Sydney. It's revenge. At that point, you wouldn't care to get caught. Like, apologies, but spoilers for Scream 2. Like, you don't care about getting caught.
Spoilers for 4 and 5, though, because I feel like still not a lot of people see 4 and 5 is brand new. So I'm not.
4 is underrated. 4 is underrated.
I like 4's killer.
Me too.
4's killer.
Gico
doesn't like it. That's the one that she thinks is annoying. And I'm like, I like it. I like it, man.
I rewatched Eternals on Disney Plus to see. I still haven't had time to rewatch it. Same. On Disney Plus, I watched it 3 times while it was still.
You know what? Maybe I'll make my family watch it this week. They don't need to on anything.
Yes. Rewatched Eternals on Disney Plus to see if my opinion is going to change. I still really liked it. I've seen that some people are starting to appreciate it more. Yes. Yes. Come to the light side, children. Come to the light side. Since the Amazing Spider-Man films, Matrix sequels, and Star Wars prequels, even Scream 3 seemed to get more praise retrospectively. What's a film you feel should be more appreciated? Man of Steel, baby! And you still don't appreciate it, Gicoip, but one day you will, my child. One day you will. GKOP and I bust each other's chops all the time about Man of Steel, but it's true.
That's not the name
That's
of it. I don't know why you
my
keep
answer.
saying Man. It's
My answer.
Masterpiece of Steel.
Masterpiece of Steel. You are
There you
absolutely
go.
right. Thank you for correcting me, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, Masterpiece of Steel is one for me. And throughout the past year, while we were anticipating Scream 5, I also chopped GKOP's chops because I don't care too much about Scream, and he knows I like the Saw franchise, so he kept going at me how Scream is better than Saw. Scream is better than Saw in terms of consistency alone. So
It's the
there's
most
not a bad
consistent
film.
franchise out of horror.
Yeah, there's not an utterly bad film in the Scream franchise, but I will tell you this: my favorite Saw film, it's still better than any of the Scream films for me. Obviously, that's all subjective. Um, but Scream doesn't even get close to the worst of the Saw films. Again, I talked about this in my ranking of the Scream films. The video is right now up on the channel for you to check it out if you want to. There's not a bad film in the Scream franchise. Even three, which is the worst, like it's a perfectly watchable film. Just feels slightly off from the others. But yes, for me, it's Masterpiece of Steel. How about you, Zach? Do you have another one? Oh, I know what your answer is. Or what your answer could be. Alien
What?
Covenant, which I also really love, but most people don't.
Oh, and Prometheus. I love both of those.
And
But Alien
Prometheus.
Covenant, absolutely. I guess yeah. There's so many though that I have to like really think about. I do think The Matrix 2 though is one of those that actually like coming back 2 years later I actually really like a little bit more. You know what I wish one day would get better, but it probably never will be for me. The Fantastic Beasts movies.
Huh.
That would be cool.
I don't think I'll enjoy Crimes of Grindelwald overall, but I already like the first one. I quite enjoy the first one.
I'm the opposite. I hated the first one. I like the Crimes one.
How dare you, sir? All right. Nominees and Scott, guys, having sat down and watched Jurassic World Fall Kingdom, don't get the hate for it. How satisfying could Jurassic World Dominion turn out to be? Very satisfying. Before watching a film, there's always an equal chance of it sucking and it being awesome. I like the first Jurassic World quite a bit. I really do not like Fallen Kingdom. The more I think about the film, the stupider it gets, and I just really hate it. This new one is promising, quote unquote, but there's a good chance of it being good. There's a good chance of it being bad, because Colin Trevorrow didn't direct the second one. Though that film was well directed, the script of that film is just absolutely atrocious. But I like one of these. I don't like the other one, so it comes down to the third one to even the balance. Perfectly balanced, as everything should be. Zach, what do you think?
It's funny. I've said this about Fallen Kingdom. If the whole movie was reversed, the back half was the first half, the second half is them on the island, and then they find out that this house has all these dinosaurs, and they're trying to sell them off and all this shit, and they're like, we need to stop them.
20 millions.
And then they're like, we need to go to the island and just completely stop this. Make sure no one ever goes back to the island. And then they get stuck on the island. And that's where it leads us into Dominion. With Dominion opening up, with the dinosaurs coming to our planet and that. I don't hate Fallen Kingdom. I like elements of it. But I've only seen it twice. Maybe twice. Maybe only once. It was cool though. At the press screening, they had people in dinosaur costumes walking around. Like actual full length, like actual cool ones. So that was the best thing about that screening.
Alrighty. Lady Aaron, Ren, actually, since you're back in London, did you finally start playing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? No, not yet. I didn't have time this week. This week, I just wanted to... I had sending out emails, and I had to take care of some work stuff, or potential work stuff. And what else? What else did I have to do? Yes, sending a lot of emails, sending a lot of potential work stuff, like I said, and I didn't have time to to play yet. I didn't even install the games, but hopefully this week I'll have some time because I only have one screening this week. Yeah, and then on Friday, not much is coming out, so that's the one for sure. No, that is not my least favorite movie of 20, or is it? Maybe it's in my top 10. I don't remember. I guess you guys have to go watch the video and tell me. All right, Gico EP. No, I can tell you right now, it's not my number one for sure because I remember perfectly what my number one of that year is. My Oscars host options: number 3, The Muppets, because for fun. Number 2, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. Number 1, Seth MacFarlane, underrated Oscars host. I really like it when he hosts the Oscars.
Really good.
When he hosted the Oscars. Bring him back, bro. Bring him back, bro. Roast everybody while also giving us the song and dance. I like it. I like it. I wouldn't put him over any of my suggestions personally, but if I was going to do a top 5,
No,
maybe.
I got the number 1. This is who should host the Oscars. Clifford the Big Red fucking Dog. The movie's not going to get nominated, even though it should be, but that is who should host it. Or King Shark. How about we just have a bunch of animals that don't speak host it?
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. My dream Oscars host would be either Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, or Adam Driver and Baby Annette. That would be the creepiest Oscars celebration ever. So yeah. This is probably a very hard question for you guys, but what is your dream top 10 list for the Best Picture category of the Oscars? Go to my top 10 movies of the year, and that's the dream top 10. I mean, it's easy. Not going to name them all right now. There's a video for it, but whatever was my top 10 movies of the year, that's the ideal top 10 for the Oscars, obviously. Zach, what about you?
Probably the same. I mean, but some of those, I don't know. Some of them are like personal opinion. Let's see. Let me pull up my top 10 real fast.
Pull up your top 10, bitch. Pull up.
Fucking pull up on you. Dune, yes. No Time to Die, absolutely. If it gets nominated, I would be so happy. Mass, absolutely yes. Spencer, yes. Mitchell's versus the Machines, yes. Just to Cause a Riot, I would love for Titan and Eternals to be nominated. The Green Knight, West Side, and Come On, or Pig.
Yeah, Pig over Come On for me.
You know
for
what's
sure.
funny though? Your number 1 can't be in the Oscars because it technically counted for last year's. Right? Did you freeze it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My number one was Dune. My number 11 should be in, which would be, what's my number 11? No Time to Die is number 10.
I thought No Time to Die was your 12.
No Time to Die was my number 10. I know Eternals was my
Okay.
number 12, and then my number 11. Guys, what was my number 11? Go check it out and tell me. All right, Lady Aaron, is Scream 2022 a rare case of having a good movie in January, or has there been more good movies in January? Yeah, there have been throughout the years, for sure. Bad Boys for Life, an okay film, but yes, there have been good movies in January before, especially now that everything is thrown around because the pandemic threw everything off. Definitely, there are good movies in January. I think I need more lighting on me. There we go.
I think you need
slightly more lighting. That too. Gico EP, did anyone notice Scream references a certain Tarantino movie in the third act, especially with the actress in the film? I think so, though I didn't know the actress was in a Tarantino film before. I recognize her face, but only after seeing the film is where I clocked in. Oh, she was in that. I don't think I remember what specific reference is, unless it's the vague thing I'm thinking about that could be a reference. But with the actress and all, that's a very good catch, Gico EP. Lady Aaron, what are some movies in 2021 that I wish you would have gotten more love for the award season this year? Award season still isn't over, so it's too early to tell. For me, it's easily Annette and The Last Duel. Those movies should get more awards love. Alrighty. For me, with be Eternals. I think that's a good one. All right. Tony Movie Chappie, Ren and Zach, which one would you rather see more?
Ren, I think you cut out again. Ren and Zach, which one would you rather see more? Oh, Ren, I think
I'm
you
back?
keep cutting in and out. Yeah, I think you're back now.
Okay. If you mean Spider-Man 4 with adult Spider-Man as in Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4, I don't want to see that. If you mean Spider-Man 4, the continuation of the home trilogy with Tom Holland as an adult Spider-Man, definitely that one. Like, not even close. I have no desire to see a Spider-Man 3. Just a continuation of this trilogy that we just got. How about you, Zach?
Pretty much same thought. I mean, if you're talking Tobey Maguire, I don't want to see a fourth one. I think it's far and few between. I'd rather go see Amazing Spider-Man 3 with a great script and a great director on board for that, because I think Garfield would give it more of his all than Tobey would. But if it's between another Tom Holland one, I just let me see Tom Holland. But I will still contend, put Garfield in the Sonyverse. Put him in the Sonyverse. I don't fucking want Tom Holland fucking around. Just have two different universes. Run it. Do whatever you need to do. Have Garfield be the main Spider-Man in that world. I don't care what you do. Just do not pull Tom Holland out of the MCU. Just do not fucking pull him out.
All right. Ren, why wasn't the announcement of the Raid remake one of the topics today? I would have loved to see you and Zach rage over that, because there were 5 more interesting topics to talk about. When we decide our topics, we have a limit of 5. We can only have 5 topics at most. That's already like our limit.
And then you
5
asked us
topics
about it, so now we
and
can
there
talk
were
about it.
Yeah, exactly. And we decided on the topics, and there were 5 topics that we had more interest in talking about over the Raid remake. Not excited for it, but at this point, that's all we really have to say. There's not much of a discussion right now. Once we get a casting, once we get a trailer, once we get a poster, a synopsis, an official synopsis, because there's one that leaked, a potential synopsis actually that leaked, but we're not going to talk about leaks.
Yeah, I got.
But yeah, there were just 5 topics that were more interesting.
Yeah, Michael Bay, he can be a good producer. I mean, he produced the Quiet Place movies
and a good director.
So yes, Ambulance. Besides the trailer giving away everything, it actually looks not bad. It actually doesn't look that bad. I'll actually give it that. Patrick Hughes' the version is the thing that's actually making me worried, because you don't need a great story for the Raid. You need great action. You need great action. And I get it in the Raid, it makes sense that like they would all do hand-to-hand combat. You still have to have that hand-to-hand combat in here. Because right now, I'm gonna tell you guys, just go watch the Raid. You don't even have to put subtitles on. Just fucking watch it. It's just badass. Like, so I don't know. I'm really sad that the Frank Grillo and the guy who made Cop Shop isn't doing the remake anymore.
Joe Carnahan.
Yeah. Really wanted that version, so yeah.
Alrighty.
Not really happy with this.
Gico EP, what about the guy who said fuck the Oscars at the Game Awards? He should host the Oscars. Zach, you watch the Game Awards, you know what this is about.
What about the guy? Oh, that'd be great. He won a Game of the Year. I love his company. He's funny.
All right. Lady Aaron. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Worst Oscars host ever in your opinion. So I obviously haven't seen every Oscar ceremony from beginning to end, but from the ones I've seen, from the ones I'm aware of, James Franco and Anne Hathaway were the worst for sure. Zach, anything
I agree.
different? All right.
I don't even say Anne Hathaway. I just say James Franco was fucking terrible. Hey
everyone, I'm currently watching your stream while humming the Peacemaker theme. I love it so much. Do you really want to taste it? By the way, if anyone was ever curious about what is my musical taste, it's the Peacemaker soundtrack. 80s hard rock and glam metal. Fucking love that shit. There's already an official playlist on Spotify, so go listen to that shit. Wigwam's music to open it up is fabulous. Amazing choice.
Can we do a video of all of us doing the dance and then put it side by side?
I wouldn't know how to make the dance, but that's a great choice. Okay, I don't know I don't know best moment, Aaron, but worst moment I've ever seen at the Oscars is when they revealed that La La Land winning was a mistake and Moonlight actually won. That's the worst moment ever.
I will still say, I went to bed thinking La La Land won. I literally turned it right off. I was like, I'll just watch this.
I was watching the ceremony in a theater. We were all dressed elegantly in suits and dresses. We went to watch this, and this is like at 4 a.m. for us by the end of the ceremony.
Yeah,
because we're European, and we start walking out, and then we hear the producer, "Guys, there's been in the Oscars ever."
That's fucking crazy.
Thoughts on Nolan's new film about Oppenheimer? I'm so excited. We talked about this several times. We covered it on the show. Very excited, and the cast just stacks up and up and up.
I need to see
and
I need to see how he's shooting this movie.
Yeah. Worst best picture winners.
Crash.
Moonlight.
Give
Crash.
me a break,
Crash is the worst.
Moonlight's fantastic.
Crash. Moonlight is a great movie, but it wasn't even my second, third, or fourth, or fifth pick in that year. I will tell you right now. I'll tell you that right now. 88th was the 88th Academy Awards. Academy Awards. I love Moonlight. I have it on Blu-ray. Let me see if Chris Rock. No, it was the next year. It was the 89th. Yeah. So Best Picture nominees was Moonlight for Best Picture. Do it. Moonlight, Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, or Manchester by the Sea. La La Land is number one. Arrival is next. Hacksaw Ridge after that. No, sorry. La La Land is first. Manchester by the Sea next. Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water. Then I'm going Fences. So Moonlight comes after that. But Moonlight, again, would.
You cut out again.
There you go. So that's why it makes, because it's a great movie, but Crash is definitely the worst. I just think Moonlight should definitely be amongst that conversation, given the competition that it had that year. Zach, yours is Crash, right?
Yeah, that's the only one off the top of my head. You know what the best surprising one is, though, real fast?
Shape of Water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So Ren must be a Motley Crue or The Darkness fan. Actually, I was never too much into Motley Crue for some reason. I can't get into them, even though the genre of music is my style. But The Darkness, absolutely, sir.
My cousin opened up for Motley Crue. They won some Battle of the Bands contest 10 years ago, and they got to open up for him once. I was like, that's cool.
Ooh, what's the best movie? What are the best? We're only going to give one. What are the best movies ever to win Best Picture? Probably Shape of Water is up there.
Because it was such a surprise.
Yeah. The King's Speech. The King's Speech gets way too much hate. I love the King's Speech.
Parasite.
Yes. How did we forget? Yeah. That is. I like this. In my opinion, Annie Hall is outdated and is my least favorite Best Picture. I definitely agree that it shouldn't win Best Picture, especially because it was competing against this little-known movie. I don't know if you guys heard about it, called Star Wars. Do you really want to compare Annie Hall to Star Wars? It's not even close. Yeah, good shot, Jack Alexander. I still think Crash is worse.
I don't know. Annie Hall, for me, man, it spans decades. It started its own franchise. And it's just a huge thing. I think it did deserve to win.
All right. Decoy P, open up. Cut out for
Ren, it looks like you're cutting out.
the a celebrity circle jerk where Hollywood is kissing its own ass. I'm back. Is Zach back? Bring Zach back.
I'm back.
Okay,
But
I think I'm back.
In and out sometimes.
Let them. Okay, apparently I cut out for you before I can see it. So that's why sometimes I'm talking and I don't realize I'm cutting out. But yeah, let them kiss each other's ass for once. It's one night of the year. Okay. Chintan
Great movie.
Doshi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, feel free to correct. Movie suggestion: please watch American Animals. I don't know if many have watched it, but it is fantastic. Highly recommend. I have seen it. I saw it when it came out. There's a review on the channel.
Movie.
I didn't love it. I liked it. It's a good movie. But thank you for the suggestion. Many people, I'm sure, haven't seen it.
Fun fact:
But,
that night I was in LA when that movie came out. Me, Griffin, Cody was actually with me when he came out here, and John from the Real Talk. We all bought tickets to go see it at the Dome, and
Nice.
we went and got sushi. And then they're like, you know what? Let's all go get drunk. So then we went and returned the tickets, and I threw up. So
nice. I think you made the best choice.
No, I felt like shit. I made the Schmodown the next day, and I had to go there hungover. Fucked up. So I felt like shit the entire time. Like, I'm like watching it, I'm like, oh my god, I just want to fucking sleep.
Alrighty. Another bad Oscars moments. The whole trivia thing last year. Last year's Oscars were Laurel Howley. I remember that we were all talking about this because we were watching the Oscars. I remember as soon as this very thing happened, it all went down. Because we were all watching the Oscars and we were like, this is actually a pretty cool ceremony. This is actually okay. This is all right. This is fun. And then maybe thing happens. Planned out. Good shout, Chico. I mean, bad shout because you just brought it back into our memories, but good shout. That's a good one to mention. Mega Movies. Hey, speaking of Ren, that's me. Have you seen the leaked Knights of Ren trailer online? And if so, do you think it's fake or real? If it's fake, that man who made it is an artist. I have not heard of that at all. So by that alone, I will tell you right now, it is fake. Because if it was real, this gentleman right here to my left, as you see on
it would have been
screen,
everywhere.
to my left would have sent it to me.
It
would have been everywhere.
Real,
so it's definitely
fake. If it was real, I had one of my friends send it to me. He goes, dude, I can't believe this is real. And I watched it. Like, this is pretty cool. And I told him, I was like, gonna tell you right now, it's probably fake. There's no way in hell that all the other leakers and shit will. It's impossible that Twitter wasn't talking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To like a certain extent.
But even being fake, there's a good chance if many people had seen it, like fans would be like, "This looks so good! Like this looks better than what Lucasfilm did to Star Wars." But like, I didn't even see that happening.
Yeah.
But I'm always curious about the Knights of Me movie, so I'm definitely going to check it out. Thank you for letting us know. Lady Anna, what are your top 5 favorite movie scores of 2021? Not going to do top 5 off the top of my head because there's no way we remember fair. But actually, Ryan the Last Dragon had a really good score. The number 1, it's Dune. It's Dune. No Time to Die is fantastic. But yeah, Zach.
You stole the ones out of my
mouth. And Eternals. Eternals is also a good one. So yeah, I give you 4.
Spider-Man
is also a good one. Nice. Andrew Garfield for Social Network and Jake Gyllenhaal for Nightcrawler should be the 2 worst Oscar snubs. They're definitely up there. Most overrated Best Picture got to be Nomadland. Hats off to everyone who liked The Piss Bucket, though. I love The Piss Bucket. I love that movie. Nomadland is fantastic. All right. Most overrated Best Picture winner and most underrated Best Picture winner. I think underrated because it gets too much hate is Shakespeare in Love. I definitely think Saving Private Ryan should have won, but Shakespeare in Love is a great movie. Like, it's a great movie. I wasn't mad at all when it won. Not that I was like watching live when it won. Overrated. Probably Moonlight. Maybe it's just because it's in my mind because we just talked about it, but I'm going easy peekings on this and just every first thing that comes to mind. And Amadeus, easy hay saying most underrated overall, probably Amadeus. Amadeus is a good shout. Zach, what are your thoughts?
Questions like this are hard for me to answer. I
Yeah, off the top
I'd
of your
have to
head.
like deep dive. Green Book. For overrated. I think people, or not overrated, but I think people like shit on it too much. Underrated. I mean, Shape of Water. I feel like people actually shit on that one. And I'm like, why?
Nice.
It's the best
good
movie
shout.
of that year.
Yeah. I mean, the best movie of the year was Blade Runner 2049, but that wasn't even nominated.
Yeah.
But Shape of Water was like my number 4 or something. Underrated Oscars hosts. Seth MacFarlane for sure. Steve Martin and Alec Baldwin were great. Well, Jimmy Kimmel. I think Jimmy Kimmel did a good job. He was both the times he hosted it, good Oscars host. That was consistently overall. Not saying it was flawless. Nothing was perfect. A plus. But the both times he hosted it. He hosted one of the most iconic moments in Oscars history, which we talked about on this very show today with the whole Moonlight and La La Land. But Jimmy Kimmel is a good is a good host, I think. Zach, what about you?
So I usually don't watch the Oscars. I've only been really watching it the last couple of years, so I don't really have like an opinion on this. I would just watch the best moments of it.
Alrighty. Chelsea Galloway. That's one of the coolest names we've had. So I don't know if that's your real name, Chelsea, but if it is, congrats, because it's a cool fucking name. And this is a really nice question that I think it's the first time somebody's asking me. I actually just thought of this today, of being asked this question. What do I kid you not? Can you do a review in Portuguese? And throughout I've been doing this tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 6th. Tomorrow is the 6th anniversary of the channel since I started. So I'm going to do a post on Twitter. But this is a good question. Because I cut for a sec. I don't feel comfortable communicating in Portuguese. I just feel I'm a much better communicator and much more eloquent in English. I just feel like I communicate my thoughts, my feelings way better in English than I do in Portuguese. And doing this in English allowed me to Zach and meet a ton of other people that I wouldn't have met if I talked in Portuguese, and I wouldn't have had the reach. Certainly moved to London 4 years ago at this point. But yet, tomorrow, because tomorrow is the 6th anniversary of the channel. The first video I put up on this channel went up 6 years ago tomorrow. 6 years ago to this date tomorrow. That will be the anniversary.
And what video was it?
Putting subtitles. Top 10 movies of 2015. If you just go to my channel and then change the order of videos from oldest to newest, it will pop up. But yeah, I thought several, but I don't have the time for that, unfortunately. If I was big enough to pay an editor for my channel, definitely would be Portuguese subtitles. But it's just not an option for me. It's not something I would feel comfortable in doing, like speaking Portuguese. I just talk way better in English. I'm much more of a smooth talker in English, but that's a great question. Thank you for asking, Chelsea. And again, cool name.
My anniversary this
Jico
year is
EP.
June 19th. For
Nice.
6 years.
June 19th. Okay, mine is 16th. I was going to say we're just exactly like months apart, but on the same day, but we're not. GWP, what are superhero films you would nominate for any of the Oscars? Obviously, The Dark Knight for Best Picture, Avengers Endgame, The First Avengers, Infinity
Logan.
War, Civil War, Logan. Civil War. I would have nominated for script.
Deadpool
as
I
well
would have
for
done for
screenplay.
script.
The
It got
first
a
one,
PGA
yeah.
nomination.
That's true.
Spider-Verse Best Picture.
Spider-Verse Best Picture, Spider-Man No Way Home, I think, has a good chance of being nominated. I wouldn't give it the
for
award.
Best Supporting.
It's too stacked. I don't think he gets in.
I'm not saying he gets in, but that's just I think it should.
Yeah.
Oh, who's the guy who did Endgame score?
Man.
That should have been nominated.
There are not many, to be honest. There are not many, to be honest. There are definitely movies that the Academy clearly didn't nominate that I would for sure nominate, but there are not many superhero films that I think are worthy of Best Picture. Endgame.
Ren, you keep cutting out again.
Logan, Spider-Verse, and No Way Home. Okay, it's time to end. It's almost time to end the show anyway, so we'll just trudge on through. Oh my God, Peacemaker should host the Oscars and start with the intro dance number. Fuck yes, Crash and Coyote. Fuck yes, I fully agree. That's a great shout. That's a great shout.
Yeah.
All right. You think Kristen Stewart gets another SAG because she's polarizing in Hollywood? I have no notion. No notion of her being polarizing or not. Like, I have no idea what the consensus in Hollywood per se is on her. But every time I see her like on a talk show or being interviewed, she's just the most chill person. Maybe a bit socially awkward, but I get that. But yeah, I have no notion. I couldn't agree, but I couldn't disagree either because I just have no clue. Ren, do you know Jose Mourinho? Send him my love. I don't know him personally. I've seen him in person once. I went to watch a WWE live event, and he was there with his children. So I don't know him personally, but I know who he is, obviously. All right, let's go into. Ooh, I listened to the games pod Zach did. What new release from 2022 would be best would best translate to film?
It's hard to answer that because I haven't played any of the new games yet. But just looking at like what's coming out, I can't say Hogwarts Legacy because it's fucking Harry Potter. I can't say Avatar because Avatar's coming out. But I've been saying God of War. God of War should be the next big series for them. But please, dear God, do not let Sony do it by themselves. We are seeing what Uncharted looks like, and I do not want them to do a fucking God of War movie. They would do Clash of the Titans too, like, or Wrath of the Titans. That's what it would be. And I can't do that. And Patrick Hughes would probably direct it. Nothing against Patrick Hughes, but Ren, who would you want to direct a God of War movie?
Thanks. I know that's polarizing. Like, people, half the people are like, "Oh my God, fuck yes." Other people are like, "Oh, fuck you." But Zack Snyder would be a good pick. I've been saying this. Zack Snyder.
That's who I have.
Zack Snyder would be a good pick. So yeah. Ooh, what are some places that you guys never have been to that you would love to one day visit? I mean, Australia is the dream destination. As it is America in general. I've never been to the US of A. So in America, I have several places I want to go because I'm close, or at least semi-close to a few people from there. This gentleman right here, I would go to Arizona, then to New York for someone else, then to Colorado for someone else, then to I think it's Ontario in Canada for another person, Florida
Yeah.
for someone else, and yeah, those are the 5 places. Definitely want to go to LA because LA.
If you came to Arizona,
but yeah,
we would
Australia
go
is my
to LA.
number one.
We
How
would
about
go
you,
to
Zach?
LA if you came out here.
I mean, I guess it's close enough. So good shout.
For me, well, I've never been out of the country, so anywhere out of the country would be cool. Canada, England,
So most places.
France, Japan. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, if you come here, we can catch the train to France and go directly to Disneyland from. Look at how magical this trip is. Look at how magical this trip is. Directly from King's Cross, where they catch the train to Hogwarts, to the train station right outside Disneyland Paris.
That's fucking beautiful.
From after a few days so you come here, we spend a few days here, we go for a few days to Disneyland, and then a 2-hour flight and spend a few days in Portugal because everything is very small.
Perfect.
Then we come back here, and from here you go back to the States.
That's perfectly fine with me. I'm all for that.
And that's it. We'll leave it at.
Okay.
No, because I don't.
Leave it on that.
Leave it on that. Leave it on that.
Okay.
All right, everyone. That is it for this week's Geeks of the Roundtable. Number 1 thank yous go to Bruna and Stuart, the channel members, for making this video and any other video on the channel possible. There's a link for you to see if becoming a member interests you. Yes. So definitely check that out if you are considering becoming a member. Because please only become a member if the perks are for you and if the perks interest. Because I want to give something back. So if you don't care for the perks, it would be unfair for you to be a member. So thank you so much to them, and thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the great questions. Zach, what do you got coming up this week, and where can people find you online?
So Sundance starts Thursday night, so I will be having a lot of written content on there. I don't know how I'm covering it on YouTube yet. Still trying to figure that out. But Moon Knight, of course, going to be doing a trailer reaction. Got a Netflix review coming up on Tuesday. Boba Fett, Peacemaker. You know, the typical ordeals. Not many movies coming out. I don't think we really have anything till Moonfall now. Which, Ren, finally saw the trailer for that.
For what? Sorry?
Moonfall. Finally saw the trailer.
Oh, Moonfall. Talk to me.
I don't want to see it. That looks so bad. It looks terrible. It looks terrible.
It looks fun. I'm not disagreeing with you, but it does look fun. I'm choosing my words very carefully because I don't disagree with Zach.
It showed in front of screen, and I just sat there and I'm like, how does he get money to make these movies still? Who keeps giving Roland Emmerich money?
Yeah, that's the real question. That's with his track record.
Yeah.
Because
that looks like a $200 million movie.
I mean, I bet it is.
Yeah,
I bet it is.
Yeah, but what about you? What do you got?
But yeah, I posted it on Twitter like I'm excited for this film, but I'm going to regret being excited for this film. Not that I'm excited in the sense that this is going to be the best movie of the year. 140. Okay, so plus marketing, so it might get to the 200.
And it has a record, as a world record. It is the most expensive film from an independently produced studio, Lionsgate. It's their most expensive film. I don't know if everyone else sees this, but Ren froze on my screen. It's kind of just he has this look of.
No, but I heard you. I didn't miss anything you said. That's the weird part because I also lost visual, but I never lost audio. But anyway, guys, we got a packed week tomorrow. Peacemaker episodes 1 through 3 review. Right now, there's a spoiler-free review for the new Scream. There's a ranking for all the Scream movies. This week, again, Peacemaker review. I think because it comes out on Friday, so review for Munich: The Edge of War, starring George Mackay and Jeremy Irons, comes out on Friday on Netflix, and maybe a review for a certain show coming out on Apple very soon if I binge through it quick enough. And live trailer talk on Monday, same time as Geeks of the Roundtable, just to be easy. So 7 a.m. we're going to be here talking Moon Knight. guys care for the Peacemaker spoiler review, I will maybe watch review them week to week. And the polls, I'm going to end the poll right now. The polls are in, and we end the voting at 65% for spoiler review. So yeah, and then I think that's it, because nothing comes out on Friday. But thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Thank you very much for being here every week. Stay tuned for all the videos coming out. I hope to see you tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday for the trailer talk.